Okay, let's see. The wokest game ever that instantly fails. Okay.
Hey, what's up guys, Rip here. So
Hi,
over the
Rev.
past couple of days since its release on the 19th, a lot of people have been talking about Black Myth Wukong. However, don't let the success of this game
Hi, CM
distract you from the
Collective, and welcome
fact
in.
that just one day later, another
Hello.
very impressive game was released. I'm of course talking about Game of the Year potential here, Dustborn. So a lot of people have been talking about this, including some reviewers at IGN.
I'm gonna be honest and say I did not hear a single thing about it. I saw one clip, the You're Racist clip from Asmon, and that is all I've seen about it.
Who gave this a 7 out of 10 rating. Think about
Wow.
that. Just 1 point lower than Black Myth Wukong's 8 out of 10 rating from IGN. So it must be a pretty good game, right? Well, no. There's a reason why this game has gotten the label the wokest game ever, and I have to agree with that label, and quite predictably, with a title like that, it completely flopped. Dead on arrival, terrible release, and before we talk about the details of this game, I just want to make a little editorial note here. I have never seen a game with a digital footprint that is as cooked as Dustborn, okay?
Wait, isn't Concord kind of in the same boat? That's another game that I haven't heard or seen anything of.
You go to any social media platform right now and they're making fun of this game. I feel like if you went to MySpace, you would see people making fun of Dustborn right
Bruh, don't bring MySpace into this. I almost choked on my pizza.
now. So what is this game? Well, here is the description on Steam. Dustborn is a single-player, story-driven action-adventure game about hope, love, friendships, robots, and the power of words. You play Paws,
sounds okay
exile,
so
con
far.
artist, anomal with the ability to weaponize language. Looking for a new life and a way out, Pax has been hired to transport an important package from Pacifica to Nova Scotia across the justice-controlled American Republic. Sounds like a legit reason for a road trip, right?
Justice-controlled American Republic? Okay, you lost me. What?
So basically they go on, yada yada yada, and they say you're playing the role of a group of punks who are fighting back against the tyrannical American regime, and you're fighting them with words, because that's super punk rock and awesome and cool. But anyways, you see this section here about weaponizing language.
I mean, if we ignore the setting of where it's happening, fighting with words is actually a cool genre of games. Like, you know those games where you have to type words? Those are pretty fun games. Like, people like those type of word games. So, like, weaponizing words has been done in a successful manner and has been really fun. But they're focused on teaching you how to, like, type, how to get better at typing, like, just being able to react faster, you know, stuff like that.
Language, and boy howdy were they not misleading you with that. It is the main feature they're trying to sell you on with this game. So here the section underneath says, the power of words. Words have power, like actual power. Fight.
Words have power. It's kind of ironic because, like, I always say that words don't have power. Oh my god, man. Oh. And then words have power, so shout and manipulate people. Oh yeah, yeah. So basically, act like a Karen and like one of those bitches that just kind of like is the drama queen. Frustrada! Yep.
With shouts and use vox in conversations to manipulate people and talk your way out of hairy situations. Craft new words and learn to wield a lingual arsenal against enemies and friends. Ooh, is that a little foreshadowing to the story here? Keeping me on the edge of my seat here. But anyways, yeah, this is a real feature in this game, and this is really what happens when you're terminally online and don't have...
I mean, the game honestly just looks boring in the sense that, like, the power of words have power, and the UI looks really boring and half-assed.
Real problems. You end up with something like this. But there's two things they
the description doesn't excite
They have the description, then they show this, and then the only other thing they show you is a diverse cast of characters. So basically, that's all they have to bring to the table.
I'm like, okay, I don't quite follow. Like, as someone that doesn't live in America, I'm like, what's diverse about this cast of characters, man? It's just like, sure. They look same-ish to me. Like, from a perspective of character design, they look same. So it's just like, okay, cool.
That there's words being used as weapons and a diverse cast of characters. Like, that's great. But anyways, who made this, right? Who is behind this? Well, it is a Norwegian indie studio named Red Thread Games. Now, what is their motivation for creating Dustborn? Well, we know based on a representative who revealed that this game was largely inspired by the election of Donald Trump. Yes, the 2016 American presidential election was the inspiration for this game. These people got so mad about Trump getting elected that they made this game based off of it. Basically, this is their coping mechanism. Okay? This game...
Donald Trump getting elected deeply affected us all, so we've made a game. Okay, damn. Yes, as a Norwegian, you must have been really deeply affected by Donald Trump, indeed.
Was literally born of Trump derangement syndrome. Let that sink in. And look at the effects on art when basically that is the primary motivation you're working on a game. It turns out to be a pretty bad product. Now, let's go to the 20th. This is the official release date of Dustborn. So you can see the official launch trailer was released onto YouTube with 77,000 views. That's pretty solid, but you'll notice it only has 500 likes. That is a very disproportionately low amount of likes for that many views. And it's because people are clowning on this game.
I mean, if you're clowning on the game, wouldn't there be more likes?
These are just the first comments that show up. I'm not cherry picking. These are just...
My pronouns are bankrupt, lost. I'm getting my wife's boyfriend bought me this game vibes. Even Suicide Squad had more players. More comments on here than players on Steam. Ouch. All the swearing in the trailer is like middle school trying to prove they're tough. Yeah, I dislike games that are like full of insults and swearing. It's like, why? Why must you show that side and like glorify it and think it's normal to fight people by just throwing insults around? Hi, Gammy. Welcome in.
The first ones. So let's read a few of them. My pronouns are bankrupt/loss. I'm getting my wife's boyfriend bought me this game vibes. Damn, even Suicide Squad had more players. More comments on here than
those comments have
Steam.
more likes than
all the
video
in the trailer,
itself.
It's like a middle school kid trying to prove they're tough. And they weren't kidding with this section right here about more comments on here than players on Steam, because here's the official results. Yeah, it peaked out at 76 players. They could barely fill a corner of a cafeteria with...
Honestly, like, I don't think it's just the game's fault necessarily. It's also like marketing. Like, I don't think anyone heard about this game before it came out. Same with Concord, right? When you're failing your marketing to reach people and an audience, that's like, what were you doing?
That peak number of players.
Yeah, it just dropped.
Absolutely insane. This was
it doesn't work nowadays.
Horrible flop. Total waste of time. And also, there are some...
I mean, I'm hearing about it now, right? Where people are taking a piss of it. But like, I'm a content creator, right? I get a lot of emails from indie devs reaching out, going, hey, we want to offer you a key to play this game. Would you be interested? A lot of them don't offer like monetary compensation or anything. They just go like, hey, we want to offer you a key. Check out our game. It would be nice if you would stream it within this timeline. Our launch is on X. We want you to stream it. And it's that simple. You just email people. You email creators. It's not like, oh my goodness, it's such a hard job to market ourselves.
Scenes of this game that are going viral on Twitter because of how just outrageous they are. So this is like a 9-second clip. I just want you guys to watch a small sample of what you can see in Dustborn.
Fella you're with, a black kid, dresses like a writer. Does he know anything?
You are racist.
This is like the second or third time I've said this week. We are living in a South Park parody. In fact, I think reality is starting to get even more ridiculous than the South Park parodies, because this whole triggered function...
I love the fact that it's called trigger. You get triggered. Oh, yes, they're fighting with the power of words. South Park was ahead of its time, yeah.
South Park, the fractured
so many things are coming
with the
true from South Park.
Function. Like, it's literally a joke. Like, I can't...
You know that thing where it starts with like, bro, I was just joking. I don't think it's a joke anymore. That's what's happening. Like, South Park was making fun of stuff, and it's like, I don't think it's making fun of things that don't exist anymore. This is our reality now. Oh.
Can't think of anything that really captures the modern Western gaming industry than this right here.
Possible to parody trigger.
This is the consequences of allowing studios like this to create games unquestioned for so long, and the fact that games journalists and those like them have been promoting this stuff. It's an absolute joke. This took years.
The question that I have is like, what if it's satire? Right? Because everyone's sharing this one clip, but like, what's the moral of the story in there? Like, what was the context behind it? Perhaps it's a bad rendition, or it's a memeable thing or funny, but no one's actually talking about the actual reason behind it. Like, I'm not excusing the devs, or like, I'm not defending them because I don't know anything about them or their game, right? This is the first thing I'm learning. But I look at this and I'm like, okay, can I have a bit more context?
Years to produce, and this is the outcome, and it's really, really embarrassing and rightfully getting dunked on across social media because of how just outlandish this whole thing is. And on top of that, some people are playing and giving reviews, and hats off to Savvy here, who really went through the grinder to give a fair review of this game. She played for 7 hours. She dedicated 7 hours and probably years of her sanity to give a review, and she points.
Wow, the exaggeration. Years of her sanity. We do that every day by being on Twitter, Rev. You literally give up at least 20 years of your sanity scrolling through Twitter and sifting through the shit that's on there. I'm sure that person can live without the dramatic effect of, having to play a game.
Points out here, I mean, obviously she says it's garbage, it's a bad game. But she also points out that real tax dollars funded this game, and I feel like every person should be able to sue the government for it. And she's not lying. Like many other DEI initiatives and woke games, this was funded by the government. They got 150,000 euros.
Where do I sign up to make my own game? What the actual fuck? 150k for that game? Wow, Norwegians are living. Jesus Christ. Holy moly, 150k. It's sad this isn't a parody and the devs want you to take them seriously. Damn. I wonder if they came out to say anything about it. The game takes itself too serious. Worst stuff I saw of it was the gaslight power. Are we sure it's not a parody? Because that sounds hilarious. Oh, meaning the fact that it's an EU grant means any dev in the EU country can apply for this? I think so, yes. I don't think it's related to being from Norway. I think you just have to be in the EU.
For this game. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine your tax dollars going to this nonsense. I would be livid if I found out that that's where my tax dollars are going. That's what's happening in many different countries with these studios that are using these DEI initiatives and getting government funding as a result. But on top of that, I just want to pause and read the reviews on Steam. There's a dichotomy here that is hilarious. On the one hand, you have the most positive review, which is also rated the most funny review, and then a recent post. Okay, let's do the positive one. It says, I like the story and the comic book art style. I really wish these types of games would let you reload and try different dialogue options. Every type of Western adventure game I played only has one save file, and it's really difficult to go back to certain points and make a different choice. Japanese visual novels had this figured out 20 years ago. Why is this so difficult to implement? Now let's read the most recent review.
Romania has IT program for game devs, just not many interested about it know about. Technically you can do too. Oh, that's interesting. I honestly did not know that, because like when I basically graduated and got my degree, right, there weren't like really any programs or anything to fund your own app or your own game or your own stuff. There are a lot more resources now. I haven't looked in a long time, to be fair.
This game completely changed my life. After only 10 minutes of playing, I started to question not only my own gender, but also developed a taste for pudgy women with blue dyed hair.
What? What?
I quit my job and now spend all day doing nothing but playing Dustborn, watching The Acolyte, and waiting for the communist revolution. Also gave me monkeypox. 10 out of 10.
Communist revolution.
Phenomenal. That was some poetry right there. But you get the point. A lot of
honestly, only one save is so fucked up, man.
People are clowning on this game, but you know who's not clowning on this game? IGN, who, like I said earlier in the video, gave this game a 7. A pretty solid score, a 7 out of 10. Compare that again to their 8 out of 10 that they gave Black Myth Wukong. That is insane. This should be like a
It's a
studio
whole
shutdown
new-
right here. Like IGN should cease to exist.
IGN should cease to exist. Whoa, Rev. But then who would we mock? Like, it's a whole entire point. Come on, like, look at that. They gave it one whole extra point. Honestly, I don't know who uses IGN for their reviews because, like, every time these things come up, I'm like, IGN review? The people who couldn't finish Cuphead? The tutorial? Yeah, I trust totally. I don't know. I'm one of the people that doesn't look at reviews for stuff. If I want, I look at the game. If it looks interesting, I buy it and I try it out myself. I know I'm a minority, I guess, in that regard, but I prefer that over letting someone else decide whether it's worth my time or not. But I guess that kind of shows I have trust issues. You can tell, right?
Exist just for this reason alone. Comparing these two games and having them so close is unreal. It is
I do wonder how much they gave Concord.
It's unreal. It just shows the unbelievable level of bias in games journalism because how
I mean, game journalism is biased. It's always been biased. A lot of them straight out go and tell you can't review it if you say something negative about it. And a lot of them are based on whose dick you want to suck more. Like, it has, do you want to get keys and press access to that? Then shut up and say something remotely okay. Giving it a 7 score is just basically going, well, I don't want to piss off people. Same with an 8. It's like, they're not real, these scores. They're not like, probably not what even the reviewer thinks. It's just what the editor ended up getting for because you gotta change things around.
do you give this nonsense a score that's anywhere near Black Myth Wukong? But anyways, this game has been an absolute disaster, and it really shows that, you know, putting all this woke stuff, this virtue signaling and all this into your games produces a product that's not only bad, but one that the modern audience doesn't even show up for. Where is the modern audience, by the way? Everyone
They gave Concord a 7. Oh my god, I'll check out.
talks about that and how they want to cater to the modern audience. Well, guess what? The modern audience isn't here. They're not showing up. They want you to
IGN
build games a
Concord.
certain way that suits their agenda, but they don't
It's
actually play
7.
the games. That's
Oh
the
my
funniest part. They
God.
pander to these people who don't even support them in the end. They just want
They gave Concord a 7 as well. Oh man.
virtue signaling points on places like Twitter by acting like they care about certain things and putting it into their game, and the people they're trying to impress, they don't care anyways. They don't even tune in. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's
Crazy.
topics in the comments section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
It is absolutely crazy to me. I don't understand this. I don't understand why exactly you would go ahead and make something that looks like a parody game and then be dead serious about it. Like, that's the weirdest part to me. It's like, what the heck is happening? Like, what is even the premise of that game? I kind of like want to look at the review made of the person that played it and wasted their time with it, just to understand what exactly their premise was or what they were trying to portray. Damn. Just play it for the content. I probably should. You know what, YouTube, I'll leave it in your hands. Should I play it? Should I not play it? You know, let me know in the comments.